So what are you doing with Patricia?
She's anything she wants. She's my rep. She's one of the greatest fashion icons of New York City, not to mention, I kind of consider her to be like a real credential in the fashion world for my work. And thank you, Michael Schulman. Michael Schulman made it all possible for me to work with her. And had I not had that proper introduction, I'd probably still be pining away.
And tell us who Michael Schulman is.
Michael Schulman, he's a guy out of Las Vegas who runs a blog, and he's like a kind of a socialite, did a million things. He's a real sweet guy. And
so why did he introduce you to Patricia?
Because, I've asked him to. Long story short, I was in Beverly Hills, and this woman said, "Oh, I love your fashion, thank you." She's like, "But you have to meet Michael Schulman because fashion's really important to him." So at the time, I just was in Vegas and I tracked him down, and then he has a couple of my pieces. He's bought in some pieces. I've given him one, and he's just been all around a great guy.
That's fabulous.
Then, recently, I just came from Fashion Week in New York, and I had 3 shows, which was really awesome. And
where'd you have the 3 shows?
The first one was at Patricia Field. She threw a big party at this a men's strip club, and the joke was everyone kept their clothes on, the Sapphire 39. So thank you, Sapphire 39.
I know that.
We really appreciate being able to rock it over there. The next one was my friend who does these big parties called Meet, and the dancers all wore my jackets, and they glow in the dark, or they are made out of reflective
material. Are any
material.
of these on YouTube that we could get?
They haven't been loaded yet, but soon enough.
Okay.
And the third one is at this restaurant called Casa de la Femme, and it's like Mediterranean, beautiful place. And this one just came last minute, but it was where I got to show the whole collection. What I showed at Patricia Field was pieces I got to her before a certain date, and this is everything I made for the show. So remind me to show you the killer shot, because a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Okay. Yeah.
And I also want to thank the Jewish Museum here, and Jackie and Susan and everyone. You know, we've been talking about this for 2 years, and now we're here, and they're letting me basically paint the entire synagogue, which is unreal. And so I'm just putting my heart and soul into it. We just started today and got about a week of painting here, and then we put the clothes on, then we got another week of dressing the show.
And the clothes are your clothes. Explain what they are.
They're all very couture pieces. The pieces are made hand painted, the fabric's hand painted, and then it's obsessed over with my haberdashery, and we kind of come up with the plans. And I have an amazing haberdashery in London who is so talented. She can cut without patterns, and it just goes to show, in certain places in the world, like in Africa where she's from, they not only are they masters of making clothes, but it's beyond master, because she's doing it freehand. And so
she's like the Jimmy Choo shoemaker.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
So I'm really blessed to have people like that working and making my clothes better.
So where can people buy your clothes?
Right now you can buy it at Patricia Field, or you can buy it directly from me online. I always sell pieces, but generally it's people that I meet on the street. They come and they talk. But my main focus has been not about selling or mass production, is about making this museum show the best. Right. So it's been taking me 6 months to build the collection for it.
That's amazing. And what's your connection to London?
I was born there, and I have a huge family there. I went to...
I can tell from your accent.
I was raised in San Francisco, but I traveled there, so it influenced me in my fashion in the 80s and 90s.
And where do you live now?
In Gdansk, Poland.
You do?
Yes.
How far out of Krakow is that?
It's on the other side of the country. It's totally north.
Yeah. And how did you pick that?
I actually didn't pick it. My wife's company she's executive in her company, and it's based in Poland. And not to give out too much information, but we had to be there for her company to go to the next level. So we all said, hey, what we're willing to do to sacrifice, we will,
So how long do you think you'll be there for?
about 2 more years would be my guess.
So where do you see the future?
I see the future eventually working for one of the big houses. My dream is to work for, I don't care, Givenchy, Dior, McQueen, Louis Vuitton, Least.
Have you spoken to any of them?
No, I kind of feel like maybe that opportunity will come when it's the right time, because the amount of stress and pressure, and my daughter being 3, it would totally take me away from her, and I would get all wrapped up in that stress. And like it's a goal that I would like to do, but it's not something that museum shows are far more important than working for. Yeah, unless they gave me stock. They said, hey, you can join the company, but we're going to give you 25% stock, because we know you're going to make the company grow. Then that's a whole different ballgame.
Where did you study?
I studied in San Francisco, and I studied at the Michigan Cultural Center. That's where I learned how to do textile and painting and printing. I also studied under a good friend of mine, Carly Ivan Garcia, who's a master painter, and Marcia Shaw, another master painter. And I studied painting for 7-8 years, did graffiti for 10 years, did photography for 10 years.
And where did you do the graffiti? The street
all over the world.
And how did you grab a wall to do that?
I just kind of did. I feel like graffiti is the first place where my ideas. It's like a blank canvas. It's like a rough draft. And then after I really started spending my time on it, I realized I didn't want to waste my time with graffiti and worrying about getting arrested, and even in places where it's legal, I just didn't want the drama. I'd rather have it be more permanent. I went to Central St. Martin's, took some classes there, and at that time I realized that I already had my vision and I already knew where I wanted to go, and I didn't need to be in the incubator. I needed to go full force. So I quit my job about 2 years ago, and I've had the opportunity to show in Paris. I've had the opportunity to show in New York, LA, China, and Beijing.
So where do all my readers find your clothes? They just go to yourname.com?
I do have a website, Daniel Chimowitz, but since I've been traveling around the country so much and the world, our ship and receiving is not at its best quality, because at this point, my wife has made a great amount of money where I don't have to sell my art to create. I just keep producing and producing, and when I have the right buyer in front of me, I work on the negotiation with them, and that's really what my point is. And also, it's not about fashion isn't something that only young people can have. It's actually, the older you get, the better your fashion should get. And it's not about a size 2, 5'11". My customers are all shapes and sizes, so my fashion is all shapes and sizes.
He's saying this all for me. I'm old and fat.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I don't follow the rules of what's popular in fashion. I dress people that are all shapes and sizes.
Let everybody see your nails.
My nails were once Patricia Field red.
That's fabulous.
But that's why I painted them for her red. But now over time they need to be redone.
Okay, I'm going to end it because your fan club waits. And thank you. We'll be back several times. We'll be here for the opening. And this is going to go out tonight to like 20,000 people.
Amazing.
All very high profile, very important. And whoever I don't get tonight, I'll get over the next few days.
At the end of the day, you're amazing. What an honor to meet you guys.
That was a great email.
Oh, you still